Nicky Hawkins, still outside the Emirates, West Ham Fan TV here with Matty Lawless, Daily Mirror, sports editor. What we're going to do, Matt, is just going to give some player ratings. This is going to be tough, mate. This is going to be really tough.
Yeah.
So let's start nice and easy. In goal, Joe Hart.
It's got to be a 5, hasn't it? I'd like to see the goal again. I think he needed to command his area a bit better there. But he faces a real fight now to keep hold of his England #1 jersey.
I'll tell you what, it's going to be really tough for him because I can't see him getting back in. He's never spectacular for me, Matt. You know, he doesn't do anything in a game that you can a save every now and then, but every good save he makes 2 mistakes.
I wonder with Joe whether the distraction of the pressure and knowing that people are sort of criticising him all the time, I wonder if that's really affected him, and perhaps he just needs a few games break. Adrian's been fantastic, so he'll come back in for Newcastle. Yeah,
I'm glad about that. Right wing back tonight, Aaron Cresswell.
Well, he didn't use his right foot, did he?
No.
I think it's unfair to sort of rate him, but I think you have to give him a 6.
He done all right. I mean, he was unspectacular like all of our team, but playing that position, it's unfair to give him a rating.
Definitely, really. And it did expose and highlight the lack of depth that our squad's got at the minute. I think a right back needs to be a priority in January. Zabaleta's been brilliant, by the way, but how long can he sustain that level of performance over a season, 38 games in the Premier League? I don't think he can. So maybe a loan deal for someone like Mathieu Debuchy in January from Arsenal could work. We'll see.
Of course, that would be brilliant. Right back's been a problem for a while. Centre backs now, onto the centre backs. Ogbonna
very quiet tonight, wasn't he? I think looking at that goal, it came from the left hand side. I wonder whether he could have done a bit better on that. So I think he's got to get a 6 tonight.
Yeah. James Collins.
I'll probably go 6 across the boards at the back.
Yeah.
Reed actually 5, because so many times what frustrates me with Reed at the minute, he just hoofs the ball away. He doesn't really think about that pass or look for the option inside, and he's a bit guilty of poor decision making at times, and tonight that really sort of came out.
I thought he was right as well. Give the ball away a hell of a lot tonight. For me, our best player, left wing back, Arthur Masuaku.
Yeah, he just gets better and better, doesn't he? The best chant in a minute as well, which everyone loves. Fantastic players, great to see him in the squad. So 7 out of 10 for me.
Yeah, I'll give him a 7 as well. He was the only one making any positive runs. In the midfield, Obiang. Very unspectacular.
It's got to be a 4. I think he was probably one of our worst players, and whether he was just a bit jaded. I mean, he's been very good lately, but again, made some poor decisions, lost the ball a lot, and in that midfield engine room, you've got to do better than that.
Keener, young kid Keener coming in.
Yeah, I liked him. I thought he showed a real sort of glimmer of promise, really. John Cross, who was at the game tonight for us reporting, he's given him a 7. So I think I'll stick with 7 as well.
Yeah, do you know what? I thought he was a good. He started well. He faded out a little bit as you know.
I think that's match fitness, though, Nick.
I do as well.
He will come, and it was good to see him get that chance. And fair play to him, boys, because he's given him an opportunity there. And look, Lanzini's out, so perhaps if he impresses in training, there might be a place up.
He looks like a creative little player, so maybe a lesser team he might do a bit better. Who else was in midfield? Who else? It was that bad, I can't remember. Andre Ayew.
We were talking about this to one of the Arsenal fans, and it's interesting that we sort of play him a lot different to what his skill set deserves. He needs to be running onto the ball, and often we're using him as a hold-up man. I think it was unfair for him tonight. Didn't really have a lot to deal with. I'd give him a 6, but I don't think he was that bad.
Young Declan Rice.
Fantastic, yeah. I mean, 7 is probably the highest I'm going to go tonight. But again, another brilliant performance.
Just for the effort.
Puts in a lot of effort. He's got a fantastic attitude. I think you speak to anyone at the club, he's got a real good future for West Ham United.
Up front, on his own, isolated. Chicharito.
Yeah, disappointing with Chicharito. He sort of looked, his strength was a bit disappointing at times, I thought. Needs to get that sharpness back, but again, he's a player that needs to play off of somebody to see the best of him. So 6 out of 10. But
I think 6 is fair because I'll be honest with you, I watched that first half and he's so isolated up there. He's not a man that's going to hold up the ball. He did go through one-on-one at one point, and he looked like he got barged off the ball to me a little bit too easily. But a 6 out of 10's fair. On to the substitutes. Andy Carroll.
Andy Carroll didn't really do a lot, so I think you have to give him a 5 for me. I think Andy.
These are generous newspaper ratings. I would have given him a 3. I didn't think he'd done anything.
You know, when Andy comes on, you automatically think, right, we're going to get something out of the game here. But you know, he's not played for a while. He's a bit match shy. I think
possibly see him moving on.
I don't know. I think from what I've been told, he's quite happy. But
I bet he fucking is.
But you know, looking at that squad at the minute, he doesn't start, does he?
No.
And you know, a player like Andy Carroll should have ambition to play for England, and he's certainly on his day. He's a match winner for anybody, isn't he? So West Ham need to see the best of him. Don't forget, we paid a lot of money for him as well.
Yeah. I think his best days are behind him personally. A man that definitely probably will move on in January. Definitely, probably. I've been saying that for season upon season. Diafra Sakho.
Yeah, you can find him at a training ground anywhere
in the country.
Just anywhere.
Anywhere in any country. Yeah.
It's a shame, really, because the thing with Sakho, you know he can score, and it's so frustrating. I would have started him tonight. It didn't really do much. Can't give him more than a 5.
Yeah. And the last but not least. We went for it at the end. Who was the last one? Arnautovic, of course.
Yeah, Arnie, you can't rate him really because he came on for 5 minutes.
Yeah,
but
it's one of them ones where you get in the paint, it's just a dash because, you know, 10 minutes is... that was way too late, wasn't it? To even...
To be honest, I think you should have just left him on the bench, really, and not had him involved in that performance. But, look, disappointing for West Ham, but they've got to move on. It's disrupted the flow a little bit. But Newcastle's a big game, and I think if we beat them on Saturday, then it's feel-good factor is back again, and then we move on to Bournemouth on Boxing Day.
And the last rating of the day, David Moyes.
David Moyes, his remit as West Ham manager wouldn't have been to get to the Carabao Cup semi-final. Let's make that clear. His remit is to keep West Ham in the Premier League. So I think, look, tonight, as a fan, I'm disappointed. I'm 31 years old. I've never seen West Ham win a trophy. Don't think I ever will at this rate. 37 years is the wait for the club. So Moyes, for me, gets a 5 out of 10 because he perhaps should have seen that Arsenal were there for the taking tonight. That's an Arsenal team who play against Liverpool. The Arsenal reserve teams were fielded this evening, and there was an opportunity to progress there.
Lovely.
We've lost to a goal really that perhaps we shouldn't have conceded. That's the margins.
It's one of them ones. Both teams were trying their hardest to lose it, I think. Anyway, Matty, thank you so much for joining us on the rating show. What's your Twitter?
At Matty Lawless.
At Matty Lawless. Give Matty Lawless a follow. And don't forget to go and check out the post-match reaction that comes straight after this. Thanks again, Matt. Come on, you irons.